A team who was like, I don't know if Zach Taylor's the guy, but it doesn't even matter if Zach Taylor's the guy because you got Joe Flippin Burrow. You got Joe freaking Cool. You got the guy who, I don't know, elevated Coach O, who may not coach again at a high level. That's what you got there. You know, because Joe is who we thought he was. They had the big lead, and he was just cool, and he came back. Once the league got big, I mean, he's playing with house money. He's playing with house money the whole playoffs. He won a division. He got the Bengals to the playoffs. Who cares what he does? The organization is like, okay, yeah, we made it, you know? And Joe is like, nah, man, it's nah, we ain't made it. We ain't made it till we hoisting that Lombardi. You know, but I can't talk about Joe without these. I got to get cool when I talk about Joe. You know what I'm saying? When I turn into Big Baby Burrow, man, I got to be on my, you know what I mean? But Joe has that it factor. And sometimes we talk about this it factor and we put so much value on it. We talk about, oh, he has it. He is this, he's that. Well, is he? Does he really have that it factor? Like, oh, he's the winner. Like, oh, Baker Mayfield's a winner. Or maybe Baker Mayfield was on really good teams, so that's why his team won. Maybe he helped his team win, but his team did not help him win, or you know what I mean? Or maybe he was not the reason that his team won. He wasn't a reason that the team lost, but, you know, he helped his team win. He played his role. And we're going to talk about quarterback wins a little bit later in the James Garoppolo conversation. But just because your team's winning and you're on it doesn't mean that that is a product of you. I am willing to go out on a limb and say the reason that the Bengals are winning is because of Joe BB Burrow. Joe Triple B. Because he has that it factor. And sometimes those traits outweigh the talent on the field because it empowers those around them to be their best more consistently. Because Joe believes in himself so much, I think his teammates believe in themselves just as much and even more than they would normally do. And Joe Burrow embodies culture and confidence. You know, culture and confidence are contagious. And I think that's what Joe Burrow is. You saw it at LSU. One of the greatest college football teams ever, led by Joe Burrow. Year one, it was like, I don't know what's going on here. Year two, he's the guy. Look what happens. You know, Herb looks worse and worse day by day the more Joe Burrow succeeds. It's like, Haskins. I mean, I know why he did it, recruiting politics, but hey, are the politics more important than winning a championship? Maybe for Herb because, you know, it's freaking Herb.
You're fired. You're fired.
Yeah, that's Herb's thing music. But it matters. And Joe Burrow really shows you how important quarterback is. Because we talk about quarterback as being the most important position in football. At no time has quarterback been more important than it is now. And look what Joe's doing. He's led the Bengals to the Super Bowl. He won the first road playoff game in Bengals history. And if you look at how he won the game, you know, they didn't look great early. He and Chase couldn't connect, but hey, Higgins was cooking. He hit Tyler Boyd on some key third downs. I mean, Chase still got him a touchdown, you know. And then Joe Burrow he escaped pressure. He had those two great first down runs, and then he gets there, he stretches the ball out, and he does the slide and he gets hit. He ain't even asking for a penalty. He just bounced back up and he's like, you know what I mean? Like, he just had a certain cool about himself. Last week, we talked about the watch, that Patrick Mahomes had on that measured his heart rate. And it said his heart rate was at its highest when he was off the field. I wonder what his heart rate was like on the field this week. I wonder what Joe Burrow's heart rate was while he was wheeling and dealing. I mean, that's come on, man. It's crazy, but the reason why I think Joe Burrow is so good in this situation, right? Joe Flippin Burrow is because of what he's had to overcome. He went to Ohio State and he didn't win the job. He's from Ohio. He was a 3-star. And guess what? I'm pretty sure he was sitting in practice watching what he was doing, watching what Haskins is doing. It's like, I'm better than this freaking guy. Why am I not getting a play? Don't get me wrong, Haskins was great in college, but I mean, it was a lot of yak, a lot of yards after the catch. It wasn't it? Haskins was doing great. He had a great receiving core. A bunch of NFL receivers playing against a bunch of college DBs. Then he goes down to LSU and he struggles that first year. He's down there. He comes back the next year and he's killing it. Then what happens? He gets drafted to the Bengals, and people are like, "Oh man, Joe, you should demand that the Bengals trade you, not play for them because they're a terribly ran franchise." He's like, "Nah, man, I'm good." He gets there. He shows some flashes. He's getting his ass kicked. I mean, he's getting sacked left and right, and he finally, tears his ACL. He comes back. Year two, we're like, is Joe Burrow going to be okay? What is he going to do? The Browns, they're just coming off of a playoffs season. The Ravens, is Lamar going to take that step? Big Ben looks like it's his last season, but the Steelers were really good last year. Oh, what's going to happen? Oh no, I'm just going to win the division. Oh, I'm going to be the first quarterback in league history to have the most sacks, be sacked 50 times, and lead my team to the Super Bowl. Yeah, I'm going to get sacked 9 times in the divisional round, 11 times if you want to throw in the other 2 that didn't count because of penalties. He still got hit, and I'm still going to stare down the gun barrel. I'm going to make big plays. Chris Jones is going to have his hands on me. I'm going to say, "Get off me," and then I'm going to run 15 yards for a first down. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Why was he able to do that? Why is he so cool in this situation? Because he's overcome adversity. He's overcome a lot of adversity. And the thing that we don't understand is that adversity builds character. Yes, the transfer portal benefited him. And I think some players are jumping in the transfer portal because they're afraid of competition. I don't think that's what it was for him. I think that he didn't have an opportunity to start. And what happens if he doesn't have the transfer portal? He may not make the league. We may not know who Joe Burrow is, right? Joe Cool. But because of the adversity that he went through, it made him better for the actual situations that happen. I've not yet met a person in my life who was successful who never went through adversity. We talk about these helicopter parents and how they want to make life perfect for their kids. Here's how you set your kids up for success. You don't make life perfect for them. You set up situations in which they struggle, and then you figure out who you are and what you're made of. You got to trust the process. We talk about the pearl, right? The pearl. To make the pearl, you get the piece of sand, it gets in the clam, and it just, and all these using that pressure that it goes through makes this beautiful jewel that we give to our women, and it makes them happy. And in order to get this beautiful jewel that is Joe Burrow, he had to go through a lot to get here. He had to struggle. He had to overcome obstacles.